What's up? Black men can't glorify preachers and good speakers in the black community anymore. Now, if there's any black men out there that's trying to self improve, get better with their finances, become more financially literate, eat healthier, have a better diet, a more calisthenics approach of getting fit, getting healthier, and overall gaining a grounded identity in being black, learning about black history, learning who to look up to in black history, and also relationships and coming together with fellow black men in your community and really building something and seeing the black people rise all together. So I have a guide for all of those things, and it's a deep dive. It's way more than I just spoke about. And if you're interested in that as a black man and increasing yourself in those ways, the link for that will be in the comments of this video, the description of this video. And if you click on my channel in the bio section, you'll see the link for that. So click on that if you're interested. Now, when we start to dive into what we need in the black community, what the black men must focus on, what the black men must do, that's a key word, do, not speak. And it's important for me to emphasize that me making videos every day about this type of stuff, it doesn't, I can gain influence, and of course, it's avenues where I could have a lot of power or whatever, but I really don't want I don't want black men to glorify speakers. Don't glorify good preachers. Don't glorify people that can just speak good and do nothing. Only glorify the people who do something within your community. Only glorify the black men who are trying to create and build something and bring people together and organize in your community. Those are the people you need to look up to. Those are the people you need to respect. Those are the people you need to look at more than the good preacher or the good speaker. And I'm not against being a good speaker or a good preacher or whatever. But what I'm saying is, in the black community, this goes back into the religion talk. you know we have a lot of people who pray to God and pray to God, and they wish and they hope, and they hear a good preacher, they hear a good speaker, they hear a charismatic man talk and give them good words, right? But nothing ever happens. Nobody's doing anything. It's just a good speaker. It make you feel good, but then it's nothing being organized. It's nothing being built in the community. There's no transformation within the community, right? This is why it's important not to glorify yourself. A lot of these people who claim to be for black people and activists and all these type of things, they're good speakers. They don't really organize much within the black community, and that's somebody like a Dr. Umar, or a lot of these people who are good speakers, but they don't organize anything. They're not trying to build like that. And you could say, with Dr. Umar, he's trying to build a school, and this video not about him. But what I'm saying is, don't glorify a person that speaks good. Don't glorify a person just because they're famous. Don't glorify them uh, just because they can speak and they're out in front. Don't glorify a person just because they're out in front and they speaking for everybody. Glorify the person who's actually doing, building, creating, and there's results to back it up in the black community. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that I've done much for the black community. I have not, but in the future I will. And I'm building things right now that's gonna this you know for all of those things, right? Because I also work on stuff in real life as far as trying to bring people together, organize, build stuff, create stuff within the black community. But I'm not a guy that's gonna do anything with the government as far as anything like that. It's all gonna be with the people and us coming together. So I think that that's an important thing to help a lot of black men understand. Don't glorify the guy who can just make a lot of videos about it. Don't glorify me. Don't make me like I'm this one of a kind, or I'm this person this. No, I'm not. And that's just me being real. And I think that I have a passion for it and I have a desire, and I think that I will do big things and help the black community out in a large way. But I don't want other people to look at, not just me, because I'm not famous or anything, but don't glorify a guy who's just a good speaker and he's famous for it, right? Don't glorify him. Don't glorify that, because we have a problem with glorifying speakers, talkers, but not doers. And one example of that is when you look at somebody like Malcolm X, who was in the Nation of Islam, who he was a very good speaker, but he was not the person who created or who organized really. He was just a part of it. Not to saying that he's not a good person or a person that did a lot for the black community or whatever. But what I'm saying is people look at him before they look at people look at Malcolm X before they look at Elijah Muhammad. And Elijah Muhammad was really like the sole person who was using his mind and doing for the community more than he was speaking for the community, right? And I think that that is the important thing we have to understand. Glorify the guy who's doing something. Glorify the guy who's taking action. Don't glorify the guy who can make a lot of videos about it or he's a good speaker or anything like that. Don't glorify that person. So don't glorify me, right? Only, or I'm not saying to worship or anything, but give the respect and the credit to the person who really deserves it, not the person who's just speaking about it and putting it out there, right? And I think it's a respectable thing to speak about it, but we just have to understand we have to understand who deserves the real respect. And I think the doers in the community deserve the most respect, right? And I encourage, myself and any black man out there who's trying to do something for the black community, but they're also trying to self-improve in their lives as well. Because I'm all about, individually improving, obviously, because, I care about myself. Um, I encourage any man out there, do stuff with your community, bring black men together so we can focus on, the basic things of just self-improvement, having better relationships, having better finances, and, push out a culture in the black community that's prosperous, right? And this doesn't have to be under any specific movement. You can just listen to it and take action on that. You don't have to be under some type of organization to do that. Now, do I want to build an organization around that? Obviously, because that's what's going to really help it get known. Is that's what's going to help it be pushed out to where it's a way of life for black people. So I think that these are the things that we really have to know and understand that. Nah, the speaker he's just a speaker, right? I rather give credit to the guy who can barely talk good or he's inarticulate, but he's a doer and he's doing for the community and he has the passion and he has the presence to back it up, right? So give the respect to those guys, right? A lot of dudes who want to talk about the black community or they want to do something for people, they really just want to glorify themselves. They really just want to get famous, right? And I think that, you know, it's nothing wrong with trying to get rich and famous. I don't think it's anything really wrong with it. But if you're trying to help somebody, actually help them and put that before the fame or the riches or anything like that, because that's how you really move the needle in your community when you're actually caring about somebody and not focused on people worshiping you and people glorifying you. So that's pretty much all I got to say. Peace out.